Hello everybody, my name is Jagiero and welcome back to episode 79 of Jagiland. And yes, this is actually episode 79 this time. I believe I've got the right number this time. Alright, so in the last episode, I built a slightly different thing for me. I built a blaze farm, and these purple slabs here lead the way to it, and I have to watch out for ghasts all the damn time. And, it's a bit of a change of pace for me, something different, and I really enjoyed it. And as you can see, I made it very Jagiero-like, with all the spamminess, all the blocks all over the place, and very symmetrical and a little bit boring, but it's okay. That's fine. It's all fine. I've used fine in the intro. Again, I can't help myself now. I think I do it on purpose without meaning to. That doesn't make sense. Moving on. Okay, so in today's episode, I had a whole episode planned out to revolving around working on the Woodland Mansion. I'm just going to wait before I start loading up any blazes in there. And it didn't go out as planned. You may have noticed the episode is very late. Okay, so I actually did start doing some designs and creative and things like that. And I started working on a video and I hated it. I really just hated everything that I'd built in the sort of creative testing. And I had to scrap it. It really hurt me to do such a thing, but I had to do it because the quality of what I was doing was just not there. My heart was not in it, you know. Sometimes I think if you look at a build too much, your heart can just not be in it, and that was the case definitely for this particular project. So today we're going to do something slightly different, as you may have guessed from the title. But I just want to go up here and get to the top here. Okay, and let's spawn some blazes, lovely, and watch them ping about all over the place. Lots of fun. That guy, no, it's fine. And, okay, perfect. Now, this, see, not quite perfect. So this thing is not quite perfect. Is he going to go down? He will eventually. They move around and stuff, so he will eventually go on. And it's not perfect, not even for this particular reason. There are several other imperfections, that's the word I'm trying to think of, and I might as well show you them. This is probably enough just to test a little bit. Okay, so we'll go down here. I don't like these minecart elevators, but how? Well, that's one of the imperfections, I guess. That's a new one, but alright, that's okay. Is he down? See, yeah. 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 Oh, that might be my fault, actually, thinking about it. Okay. He's just gonna die there. Okay, so one of the several imperfections is human error. Me leaving that closed, but also sometimes when it triggers, well, not sometimes, I think every time it triggers this particular piston, it also powers this one. I didn't really think about that, but it's not a major deal. Like, it still pushes the blaze to the center, and then obviously that springs forward, so they can't go down. But then this does retract anyway, and that also retracts at the same time. So, they eventually fall down anyway, so it's not a huge deal. And I think I'm willing to let it go. Okay, so let's close this now. That was my error with leaving that closed, but that's fine. So, okay. Now, I believe if I kill them using the crusher, I don't get any blaze rods. Don't have any blaze rods in here. I do 37. Okay. So I believe you have to have a player kill them in order to get the blaze rods. 42, not bad. We'll stick that in there. Actually, we'll take those with us today because we will need these. So, a few little snags here and there. The fact that they can shoot out of here. The fact that they can apparently get out, which I'm guessing is something to do with glitching through blocks. I don't really know. I've never witnessed that before, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay? It's fine. Alright, but I mentioned today we're working on something different, and we're working on it at the Skybase. Alright, so as we see the majestic Skybase load in, not so majestically. I really like this place. And as you can see, I've started doing a little bit here, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Okay, so let's talk about this place. The actual place below the Skybase. It's terrible. And this is something that I've talked about it before, where I've really not been happy with this particular area, and I don't feel like anything that I've done here has worked. And I think I can change that. Maybe not in this particular episode, but I talked about how I just felt not really motivated to work on the Woodland Mansion. I kind of am motivated to work here. And that is a very rare thing, because this place has been really, really neglected. You know, the Skybase, obviously not quite. Just ignore this thing for now. Okay, the Skybase not really very neglected, but this place below, it has. And as you can see, I've done a little bit of extra work here recently. I've just started placing in a few concrete, some white concrete powder and blocks, and also some lanterns under some white glass. And I like this. I really do like this. I think it does add to the thing. It adds some kind of like shadows and just differences in the floor, but it's a little more subtle than, for instance, what I'd done previously in this area, which is over here, which is just horrific. It's too much. It's spammy, and it's just too much colour, and it's actually awful to work on as well. Like, to physically do this is just a horrific job, because it takes so long, because as you can see, it's about 3 layers down. There's like intricate gaps in some of them, not that I can find one right now, but well, okay, so there's just like gaps and holes underneath and stuff where there's more lighting and stuff like that, and it's awful. And that's, I think, one of the reasons I lost motivation is this. I think that just killed it for me. The trees as well. The trees are quite awkward to do. Well, kind of. I guess they're not really. It's the spamminess of the glass was a little bit awkward. But when I started doing it with the like set colours, for instance, I have a set colour for the trunk, and then a set colour for the leaves, and I think this looks a lot better. But I think I can do even better. I think I can do a different style of tree. More like this, but maybe not even with the leaves. Maybe just the quartz tree. And obviously this is... you guys know my custom trees are terrible. But the actual sort of the base shape underneath the leaves, I actually don't mind. One thing I do hate about this particular area, by the way, is the fact that because it's underneath this shadow, this quartz is so discoloured and horrible. It looks like someone's been stood next to it smoking or something like that for years. It's just like discoloured it. Blech, terrible. But I think I can do something like that with the trees around this area. Maybe not even have the leaves, I don't know. Maybe keep the chorus plants and stuff, because they don't look too bad. Maybe they add a little sort of what's the word? A sort of fantasy element to the place. This path, again, is mega spammy, but I quite like the purple, at least, so we can maybe introduce that somewhere. You know, I'm feeling quite motivated to work on this place, but today's episode is not about working down here, but I think maybe sometime soon we will be working on something here. Hopefully. Alright, okay, so as you can see, I've been doing a little bit here, and I'm going to do a little bit more before I speak to you again. And today we're going to be working on a super smelter, as you can probably guess from the title, and it's going to be up there. And I decided to do it there just because it fit, basically. The super smelter is quite large, okay, so it's 23 furnaces. The one we're going to do is 23 furnaces on one side and then 23 on the other. And you know, I needed quite a large space. I was originally going to do it up here, but it didn't really fit, and I couldn't make it fit because I'm just not smart enough with the redstone. I think it'll be okay. Like, this looks quite large. I believe that's roughly the size of the actual, not just the furnace array, but also the thing around it that we're going to do. I think it'll be okay. Okay, and I want to talk about this section here, where this is cut off. I think I'm going to start another Skybase sort of like, you know, we have this sort of central base section. I'm gonna start another one like over here linked to it with this. I think that could be a plan. What farms have I got to do? I've got quite a lot, I guess. I've got like melons, pumpkins, chorus plants. I need a proper what do you call it? A sugarcane. I have like a really crappy just manual sugarcane farm underneath there. That's no good, is it? That's useless. That's worthless. So I can have one of those on there. So, you know, extending the Skybase will give us extra room. And I would really like to work on this and just change it because it's just terrible. This particular section here, I think it was the first section I built for the Skybase? It's the main mob farm. I hate it. It's terrible. When you compare it to how neat this looks, like this looks pretty cool. And then that there. Okay, but we can change it, we can work on it, and we can improve things around this place. I really feel like this place needs some love. And I'm going to talk about that process a little bit in a moment. But first, I'm going to get building the actual furnace array, and then I'll get back to you. Alright guys, so as you saw from these previous clips, I have built 2 super smelters here. I actually built the first one off camera and then built the second one in those clips because I needed to make sure that I did it right from the tutorial, so that's fine. And yeah, so this is from a tutorial by Ilmango. Let me explain how it works. Haven't got a damn clue. I think maybe this whole thing here is set up so that once it detects that there are like one item in the hoppers, it then releases them all. The hoppers are locked, and then when it detects that there are items in it, it releases them all at the same time. That's what I presume is happening. I haven't got a clue, honestly. Me, redstone, bad combination. But let's just test that this actually works. So this is the fuel entrance. What do you call it? The way the fuel goes in there. And hopefully these should all start up at the same time, or approximately. Because I believe the first few go on. They go slightly ahead of the others, but actually at that margin of area, I'm quite happy with. That's fine by me. This all seems to work perfect. So again, let's try this. So blaze rods, raw mutton. I've just been killing sheep around this area, and hopefully this one works also. I've not tested it yet, so yeah, okay. So again, the first few they lit up before the others, but you know, that sort of time index, I'm quite happy with that. If it was like, you know, a few seconds before these others, I think something would be wrong. But with it not being that long a time, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so that one's finished, and this one is not far behind, as you can see. So yeah, this is working quite nicely. So the first 23, because I've got 23 furnaces, and then the rest follow. Nice. Okay. All right. So I presume all the fuel's gone in. Alrighty. Okay. So this bit's done. So obviously it doesn't look very nice, other than the fancy blue or light blue terracotta here. This is just it's a block that I chose from the theme of the rest of the place. I actually really like the look of, is it blue or light blue concrete? I can't remember. I think it might be light blue. So I'm going to introduce that into the place as well. And actually I've been testing around and it looks really nice when used with the crystals. So they may get a few changes, but honestly, these crystal things are so much work. I would actually rather not make any changes to the current ones. So maybe in the future. Future crystals. All right, guys. So I obviously need to build the thing around this place, and that means I have to pillar up from below and start below this, probably about 8 blocks below, I think. And the theme of this area seems to be circles. Ignore that cobweb. That's just so that the items fall down to that one single block. It's fine. It's fine. So circles. Lots and lots of circles. So I'm going to go with something along the lines of circles for this as well. And I'll try some sort of variation, you know, a few little fancy bits here and there, but nothing too major because I feel like this place is getting a little bit bogged down in details. I've spammed details in these places that I hate, so you know, I'm going to try and do it a little bit smoother. Like for instance, this isn't highly detailed. It's literally just a sphere with, you know, some of the colors changed, and I like that. You know, it's not major detail. All right, these sort of corridors are, but these sort of areas, it's not too fancy, but it's quite fancy. And I want to stick to that. That sort of simplified fancification. Word of the day. All right. I've come to the conclusion that quartz is the most frustrating block ever. It takes forever to farm it. It takes, well, when you're crafting it out of the quartz crystals, you don't get very much return. I've had to gather some of this from from various places around my world, actually, that I'd had some stored. It's just terrible. And then, you know, you have to craft it into all the different. I don't like it, but it does look really good. So that's, I guess, the payoff, the trade-off. All right, let me get down to the platform below. An interesting note about this platform, I originally did it in Leaves, and it lagged out my world. I forgot that Leaves caused that much lag. I logged out to have a little bit of a break and logged back in, and I could barely move, like I was just stupidly low FPS. So I've replaced both platforms now with dirt. So there. All right, so you can see the scale of what I'm trying to work with here. You can see this, not a circle, but whatever that is, an oval, that'll do. And it's going to be quite large. And if you look, there's going to be quite a lot of sort of dead space around the actual the smelter itself. But yeah, you know, that's just what I've got to go with. And this is going to be a lot of work. I guess I'm actually going to suffer for my art here. Oh, grab all this. Thank you. Okay, so let me get back up there, and I'll do a little bit of the circle and talk to you guys about why the video is late and my frustrations. Frustrations with, like I mentioned, I was working on the Woodland Mansion and I hated everything that I'd done and I just scrapped it. I recorded most of an episode and I had to scrap it. It was just bad. It was bad content. The actual structure itself that I was building was just bad. Everything was bad. Bad. Okay, so I could have put the video out. You know, I could have finished off the video and just been like, you know, maybe either said, sorry guys, you know, for the lack of good content, or I could have just not mentioned it and just let you guys have a lackluster video and just, you know, accept it. I could have done that, but I didn't. And that's kind of good and also kind of bad, because it's good because obviously it means, you know, if I'm not happy with the video, I'm not happy with the quality, I don't put it out. So I only put out quality videos that I would personally enjoy watching. That's something, right? That's pretty good. The bad thing is, my video is very late. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I uploaded a Jagiland episode. So, that's bad. And I've seen my channel grow quite slowly. And I've kind of accepted that, because it is essentially my fault. Because I can't put out, you know, like, I'd say, for instance, 4 or 5 videos per week. I can't do that. Or I could, more succinctly. Good word. I could, but they wouldn't be quality videos. You know, they would be like I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes long. I feel like I wouldn't accomplish much in the video, and the quality of it would just not be something that I would personally want to watch. But I've seen people put out those particular types of video. I'm not going to call anyone out, and I'm not even going to be like... it sounds like I'm ragging on people. I'm not. But there are people that put out, you know, short videos, have a kind of lack of content to them, and they will gain subscribers, you know, a much higher rate than I do, just because they're putting out so many videos. And like I said, so that it does fall on my shoulders that my channel is not growing as fast as some others would, but I am happy with the quality of every video. So there's that. That's the trade-off, I guess. So you know, that's just trying to explain the reason the video is late. It is a good reason, but it's also a bad reason, and it's a continuation of the slow channel growth, I guess, and it is a reason for that slow growth. But I'm kind of happy with that, you know. This channel is. Did I originally start the channel thinking, oh, maybe I could make some I was gonna say like money on the side, but not really. It was more about getting kind of getting my name out there, I guess. Was that part of it? Absolutely yes. Has my mind or my mind frame, my mindset changed on that particular topic? Absolutely. Because now these days I do these videos just because I enjoy doing the videos, rather than you know, trying to get my name out there or trying to make any money on the side. Because obviously I have less than 1,000 subs, so that means I'm not making the money's not monetized anymore from YouTube's stupid thing. But you know, that's okay. I'm actually okay with it. I'm okay. I'm happy with this because it means that I can do the content on my own time. I can take the time to do quality content and make videos that I would actually watch myself. So it's all good. So the channel's growing slowly, but I'm kind of happy about it in a weird way. I honestly don't know what I'm saying here. As you guys can see, I'm just repeating this particular pattern. And I've obviously just done a quarter of the section here, and I'm going to do... It's awkward to do the bottom ones. It takes a little more strange positioning and things, so the top ones are a lot easier. But this goes back to trying not to do it too highly detailed, so repetition is perfectly okay. For instance, you know, a lot of these things are just repeated sections and that. And, yeah, like I said, that's part of me trying to tone down the spamminess of the designs. Because I do the spamminess a lot. I do it practically every build, almost. In fact, the Woodland Mansion, I think one of the reasons that I'm not particularly happy with what I've done recently with it is because... it's too spammy. It's just too spammy. And I've been, like, working on builds in creative of, like, castles and stuff that are a lot less spammy. A lot more simple kind of designs. And just trying to make that work for myself. Because that's something that I struggle with. I like to add fences and lots of stairs everywhere. And, you know, to try and create false depth and all this kind of thing. And I should really be working on maybe more of the shape. Trying to keep the design more simple, but work on the shape. And that's something I've been trying to work on in creative, and hopefully will be something that I'll be introducing in future builds on this channel. So yeah, rant over, I guess. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, this one's wrong. Oh, I've been lazy. All right, so I'm going to finish off these circles, and then I'll show you guys the pattern for the interior sections to these circles, and then... okay, so you can see they have 3 gap here, so this is going to be like a 3 wide band, and then there, and then this one is 4 wide, and this is going to be a slightly different band. This is going to be a little more, a much more simple band out of probably light blue terracotta, I think. But yeah, I'll get back to you guys when I've done more work on these. Okay, so I'm just putting on some finishing touches to the back end of this build, and I've skipped ahead quite a lot because I just didn't want the video to be going too long. And as you might be able to tell from my voice, I'm starting to feel it's pretty bad. I'm feeling a little bit sick for the last couple of days, and now it's really kind of hitting me. So that's a shame. Let me show you this from a better view. over here. Okay, just a strange little symbol to the back end of it. I honestly didn't really know what to do to finish this off, so this'll do. That's fine. And now let me show you guys what the sort of side views look like over this way. I suppose I could do a flyover as well, maybe. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So that's the side view, and like I said, it's not too fancy, but it's still fairly fancy. It's not massively detailed. It's quite repetitive, but I think it fits with this area. Now, the light blue concrete, is it? Concrete, yeah, light blue concrete actually stands out quite a lot from the rest of the build, but it's okay because I will be introducing it in other places as well. It's just a colour that I really, really like, so, well, so that works. Okay, so let me try this then. Get in a different view. Try that. Okie dokie. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. Top looks pretty decent. And yeah, obviously I have to get rid of that scaffolding. I have to say, I am experiencing a little bit of lag. And I can only blame this. I've actually turned off my mob farm. I've also slightly broken it as well, and I don't know if I'll be able to fix it without looking at a tutorial, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I like this. Okay, alrighty. So, what I need to do is land safely first. Thank you. Perfect. Obviously, this big hole here is not meant to be there, so this is going to be where the crystal shoots out. So now I've got to get rid of this platform and just go a little bit lower. And what else? What else? Oh, yeah, actually inside it. So the interior is not done at all whatsoever just yet. So all of this will be hidden. It'll have a roof, you know, I don't know, like 5 blocks tall or something like that. Well, maybe just above those chests. That would make sense. Yeah, mentioning the lag, there's a lot of hoppers here. There's a lot of hoppers. I think maybe that's probably it. Obviously, the redstone is like constantly powered as well, so that probably doesn't help. I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, it's obviously not unplayable, so hopefully it won't be too bad. And it's not like I spend a huge amount of time in this place anyway, so I'm willing to live with it for now. But if it does get a problem, I'll maybe shut one of them down. Like, I don't want to get rid of it, but if that's what I have to do. Maybe that's just what I have to do. Alright guys, well let me, what should I work on first? I'll do the interior first, and then I will work on the crystal at the bottom. Alright guys, so I think I'm done. As you can see, the interior looks very different now. So yeah, I've just basically covered up all of the redstone and everything and just put a ceiling on, so nothing particularly major. I might put some item frames here just to just remind myself that this is the fuel one and this is the whatever input, and that these are the output ones. Yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty much done. I've had to put lots of lighting in here because mobs were absolutely draining my will to live. And other than that, I think it looks pretty good. You know, the blue, I really like this blue. So I'm trying to use it in more places, and I've decided to use this blue for part of the crystal as well, which it has made it look slightly different to the others, but I think if I do, you know, when we introduce more farms to the place, if we have more of this blue in those as well, I should think it would make it look okay. I would hope, maybe, potentially. Okay, so let's go down and look at the crystal. This view. And there you have it. So, as you can see, it's slightly darker. It's got a slightly different hue to it than the others. Ew, that one's got glowstone in it. Ew, what was I thinking? Oh, I didn't have lanterns back then. Yes. I'll let myself off. And, you know, I like it. So I've introduced some of the darker blue glass as well at the top there. I think it works. I do think this whole thing has actually turned out rather nice. And I really like this symbol on the end of it as well, so that's worked out also. Just go up here. Yes. Now, as you can see, it's quite a bit larger than most of the other builds, but that's okay. It did start to form a mob farm below, so I've had to light it up. As you can see, the shadows are taking over. So yeah, I think I have to give a lot of love to this place, right? So as you can see, the transition from the snow to the grass areas looks terrible. And I haven't finished, obviously, a lot of the sections, so there's a lot to work on. I can make the terrain look just a little more detailed, a little nicer, without making it look too spammy, like it has done previously. I think this could work. So I'm actually quite motivated to work in this area, so I think maybe next episode I'll work on the sort of, just down here, basically trying to make this look a lot better. Like, for instance, the edge here looks awful. Just awful. I was never intending to keep like this. I just wanted to get to a point where I could just stop. So that worked. Now, as you can see, on the top here, it's not finished. So I also need to work on that. Maybe next episode, maybe not, maybe another time. What did I want to mention? I can't really remember. Oh, something about the trees. Yeah, I think... Ooh, okay. That one. There we go. Yeah, so this tree, I like it a lot better now that I've cut away a lot of the glass leaves. You know, this doesn't look as bad as it did. It still looks pretty bad. But I think I can work on it. And then I think I'm going to try some purple trees in this style as well. So we'll see what that looks like. Maybe some stone ones, but I don't know if they'll fit. I wish they would give us concrete slabs and stairs, but I don't think they're coming anytime soon, so that's a shame. Let's go take a look at this from below. I feel like the crystal might need fattening up a bit. And, yeah, I don't know if this darker bits, I don't know if that really works. I might have to change that as well. But it's just a lot of work to, like, pillar up there and then keep making scaffolding around it. And, ugh, it's just terrible. Terrible to work under. In the previous clip, one of the previous clips, I mentioned about the sort of shorter 10-minute videos not being my thing. I wasn't trying to hate on anyone. I just have to say that I think those kind of clips, those kind of videos, sorry, they work for different things like vlogs and also, you know, even Minecraft videos that aren't kind of like building types or like, you know, maybe even like recap type of videos. They work perfectly fine as like a shorter one, but they don't work for me in the context of like building big structures and stuff like I do. So that's why I don't that's why they don't work for me. I just can't make them work in the way that I would like them to. So I'm not hating on anyone. I'm just saying they don't work for me in the context of my videos. So there. All right, guys. Well, I'm afraid I've run out of time for today. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you'd like to see more, click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.